Your attention, please.
Hello everyone, thank you for pressing play. Now that I have a PS3, I thought it worthwhile to look back at my library and take a look at all the games that I collected over the past, I guess it's been about 6 years. And it'll give me a chance to reminisce on the fun and even some of the horrors that I've encountered in that time. And we'll see how I've got my collection laid out as well. So we'll start with the top shelf, I suppose. So these are games where that I can play co-op on with people in my household. This is kind of where my wife's collection of games are as well. So over there on the left we got World Destruction League Thunder Tanks. I bought this one so I could play with my son, my oldest son. And we just had fun, you know, driving around and shooting at each other in tanks. We got Soul Calibur 3. I got this for me and my wife to play because we had lots of fun playing beat 'em up style games. So we got this one to try out and go head to head in the ring. Another game to play co-op with my wife, or versus with my wife, I guess I should say, is Worms 3D. We love the original Worms games and Worms 2, so we bought this one, and it's not as memorable as the first two, but we still had fun with it. Adventures of Cookie and Cream, a great puzzle game, I guess you'd call it, puzzle platformer, where you can either play single player, where you're controlling two characters at once, or you can team up and play co-op, and that's fun and incredibly nerve-wracking at the same time. So you have to be sure you really like the person you're playing with. Fantavision, which is an incredibly old, I guess, puzzle-like game for the PS2. Didn't get this one for myself. I did get this one for my wife, as when I tried it out, I was terrible at it, partially due to my color blindness. It made it hard for me to match up the colors. Aqua Aqua, another puzzle type game, kind of like I guess the spin-off of the whole Tetris genre. She had lots of fun with it. She's beaten it, I haven't. Pet's Dog 2, something cute that I got for my wife to play with her kids. Harvest Moon, also got for my wife. Sims games, Sims 2 Pets, Sims 2, Sims Castaway. My wife really enjoys the Sim games. She really had a lot of fun with Castaway. I would take a guess it's probably her favorite of the 3 games. Katamari Damacy, which I'm probably pronouncing wrong. This one's a lot of fun. My wife really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It's a real quirky game, but it's like the rainbow, I think, says it all. It's just simple pleasure, basically. We had the second one. Unfortunately, one of my kids, my youngest, broke the disc, sadly, but we still have the first. Then we got our Lego games, Lego Indiana Jones, Batman, Star Wars 1 and 2. Played all 4 with my wife, co-op, and we had lots of fun playing those. We have Bionicle Heroes as well. My oldest son is really into Lego and really into Bionicle, so he actually played through this one. Below that we got my wife's DS games, so I'm going to skip over those because it's all about the PS2 for this video. So we got a few more family-friendly games here, as well as peripheral games. Not included in that would be the Sonic Mega Collection, which my wife suggested picking up because she enjoyed Sonic on Genesis. So I figured only fitting to put Sonic Unleashed beside that. Followed by Sega Superstars, and this introduces the iToy collection of mine. So for that we got Sega Superstars, Nicktoons Movin', iToy Play 1 and 2, Operation Spy, Antigrav, Kinetic, Groove. So all the iToy games. We got some Buzz titles here as well. So we got Buzz Hollywood Quiz and Mega Quiz. So that would be for me and my wife. And then we got the kids games, Jungle Party and Robo Jam. Followed by our DDR games. So we got DDR Max 2 and Supernova. And then the last real peripheral game would be the Taiko Drum Master, which I've got my drum sitting up top. Oh, and then Dog's Life, because I'm running out of space on my shelves, obviously. I had to get creative. Is placed it underneath. That was a fun game, for what it was. Got a T rating. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe because the dog craps. I don't know. Whatever. Below that, we got Intellivision Lives. I'm a big Intellivision fan. It was a pretty good collection. Some of my favorites are missing, but has some games which I play with my kids as well, because they can, simple controls makes it easy to do some versus playing. Super Monkey Ball, Disney's Winnie the Pooh Rumbly Tumbly Adventure, TMNT games. We got Smash Up and the movie game. And that kind of leads us into our movie game genre. We got VeggieTales, Curious George, Ghostbusters, although not really a movie game. It's tied in with, of course, the movies. Nightmare Before Christmas, Monster House. We got our Pixar movie one, so we got Incredibles, which wasn't that great, I didn't think. But WALL-E and Up, which were both very good. And this one, Cars. And that kind of leads us from movies to driving and into driving games. We got ATV Off-Road Fury, Cool Borders, and XGRA. This is the first game that either of my kids played, because all you really need to do is hold forward on the analog stick on the practice track and you'll make it around. So it's fun and colorful and easy to control your bike. I mean, you can't win that way, of course, but kind of get the hang of it. Then we get into our, now we're talking like, we're almost in our serious platformers now, but we do have Rampage. I was a big fan of the original Rampage on Commodore 64. So I got this one. Nowhere near as good, unfortunately. We do have a good game here. Snoopy versus the Red Baron. It was actually a very entertaining flight combat game. Followed by Klonoa 2, a great platformer. Very enjoyable. And that leads us into our triple threat for the PS2 platformers. We got Sly Cooper games. I think I got every Ratchet and Clank game you can get on the PS2. And then I believe I got every Jack game you can get on PS2, including PSP port of Lost Frontier. I don't think Daxter is available on PS2, but I was never really a big fan of Daxter anyway. And that brings us to side 2.